Hi, my name is Jonas White, and this is my middle school physical science lesson. We're studying Newton's third law, and I've written 3 scenarios down, and we're going to discuss it as a class using the SDAIE strategy of brainstorming. All right. Hi, class. Good morning. All right, we're going to jump right in on it. Newton's third law states, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Equal and opposite reaction. So for scenario number 1, when the ball comes in contact with the ground, by show of hands, who thinks the ball is going to pass right through the ground and just keep on going? Nobody? All right. Who thinks that when the ball comes in contact with the ground, it's going to stop right there? Seen some maybes? Okay. Now who thinks when the ball comes in contact with the ground, it's going to bounce right back up? That's right, and why is that? Because for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. The ball is hitting the ground with a force, and the ground is hitting the ball back with an equal and opposite force, forcing the ball right back up to where it was. Now this man right here, he's pushing on the ground with a force greater than his body. So, by show of hands, who thinks the man, once he pushes on the ground, his legs are going to pass right through the ground and he's just going to be standing there in a hole? Nobody? Okay. So who thinks that if he pushes on the ground with a force greater than the amount of his body, that he's just going to stand right up and stay right there? Nobody? I'm seeing some maybes. Okay. So now who thinks that if he pushes on the ground with a force greater than the weight of his body, that he's going to go up and rise up into the air? There we go, I'm seeing some nods. Let me see some hands. Yes, all right. So because he's pushing on the ground with a force greater than the weight of his body, it's going to push back on him with a force greater than the weight of his body, causing him to rise up in the air. Get some hang time up there. You see that? That's our jumping man. All right, so down here, we've got 2 different forces happening. So, these balls are equal. When they come together and make contact, by show of hands, who thinks they're going to pass right through each other? Just keep going in their own directions. Nobody? All right. So now who thinks that when they come in contact with each other, they're just going to stop and stay right there? No? Maybes? Okay. So now who thinks that when these balls come in contact with each other, they're going to bounce back in the opposite direction? That one seems a little more likely, huh? Because of Newton's third law, which states, for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. The force of the ball going this direction and the force of the ball going this direction are going to apply a force onto each other, and those forces are going to push back on each other with that same equal force, sending the balls back in their opposite directions. Now, do you guys have any questions about what we just talked about? All right, let's go ahead and continue on to the next part of our lesson.